What's good? It's your boy Jay, and that's me. Let's dive into Monday Night Raw from November the 27th, 2023. This was not a good show outside of Randy Orton and CM Punk. And we'll talk about that when we get to it regarding CM Punk. Let's just go ahead and get into the show. So we kick the show off with my boy, Randy Orton. So he gets on the mic, says that he's glad to be back. It sounds like the fans have missed him. He puts over the War Games match. He puts over Cody. He said that War Games was invented by Cody's father, Dusty Rhodes. Being a part of that match is to be a part of wrestling history. And then he said 2 nights ago he got to have a moment at Survivor Series. But then he goes on and says that he has a lot of unfinished business to attend to involving the Bloodline. He says he's made a career putting guys on the shelf, sometimes permanently, for over 20 years. He can forgive, but he can't forget. He said he has a full bag of receipts for the Bloodline, every single member of the Bloodline. I loved how he looked into the camera. Orton's facials were fucking phenomenal. And then he says, I mean every single member. So you know that Orton has some receipts coming for Jey Uso. And then he says those receipts are coming in the form of the 3 most destructive letters in the history of the WWE. No. The 3 most letters in all of sports entertainment. RKO. Then out comes Rhea Ripley. She basically talks trash about Randy Orton. She says that Orton looks more dangerous than ever. And she says that the Bloodline has fallen. The Judgment Day has risen as the most dominant force within the WWE. When it comes to War Games, it's just a bump in the road. And Rhea says that we're all dripping in gold. She said that she wiped the floor with Zoe Stark. 30 Dom is still the NXT North American champion. Finn and Damian they still hold the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. And then she says, we're going to put you out permanently. So then Randy puts over Rhea and says that Daddy's back. Orton then says that one thing that has not changed is that no one tells Randy Orton what to do. No one. And then the Judgment Day, they jump Randy from behind. Randy nails JD McDonough with the RKO. And then Dom retreats to the outside. Orton gets on the mic and says, Dom, don't leave this damn arena. As soon as I leave the ring, I'm going to find Adam Pearce. I'm going to make damn sure that I get you in this ring one-on-one tonight. And then we end the segment. So that was pretty okay. Again, I don't understand why Randy has to be in a side quest feud with the Judgment Day. It doesn't make any sense. War Games should have been the end of Judgment Day, for being honest. I don't know why it's still continuing on, but that's Triple H booking for you, you know? Again. Moving on. So, R-Truth, he got to meet with recording artist Jelly Roll, who is pretty good. He's all right. I like some of his stuff. Okay, moving on from that, leads us into our first match of the night, which is the Tag Team Turmoil #1 contenders for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships, featuring DIY, Alpha Academy, New Day, Imperium, and the Creeds, and Indesure. So the Creed brothers, they get the win. Early on, DIY eliminated a couple of the teams. So they got rid of Indesure and the Alpha Academy. And then the Creed brothers, they cleaned house. So they defeated DIY, the New Day, and Imperium. So that was great. So I'm glad that the Creeds get the win. They'll probably get a tag title shot probably either next week or the week after. It'll be before the end of the year for sure. Moving on. So, we're inside the Judgment Day's clubhouse. Rhea is trying to console Dominic Mysterio. Finn Balor tells Damian Priest that they can't take the Creed brothers lightly. Priest continues to act passive-aggressive. He knows the later by down at War Games. Rhea reminds Damian that they're a family. They rise and fall together. Nothing has changed. They're still the tag team champions. Just because Damian made himself the leader at War Games, and it didn't work out, it doesn't mean that they are going to hold a grudge against him. Damian Priest appreciates the clarification. Jenny McDonough is being checked on by the medical team. Okay, that's okay. But again, Damian Priest is still going to get kicked out of the Judgment Day. I think this is going to be a slow burn. Hopefully we get this before the end of the year. If not, damn sure early in January of next year. We need it. It's just time for it. I'm so over the fucking Judgment Day. I'm over them. I really am. Moving on. So Cody Rhodes, he comes out. He does the what do you want to talk about shtick with Nashville. He puts over his team winning at War Games. And then he put over Randy Orton, saying that Randy Orton was an early mentor to him early on in his career, and he still remains one to this day. And then he puts over his dad for creating the War Games match. He also mentions CM Punk. He says the other story, the return of CM Punk. Nobody knew that was going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen because of it. That's why tonight everyone's going to be tuning in to see what he has to say. Here's what I have to say, CM Punk. Welcome back. And then Cody says the reason why he came out here is because he has a huge announcement. There's only one destination for him. And he's been granted authority here by Adam Pearce. He's the very first to be declared into the 2024 Royal Rumble. So that's pretty cool there. Then out of nowhere, the lights dim. They go black. Nakamura's on the screen. He says, Cody, you're a brave hero who has won his battle. Now you need to... now you say you need to continue your story, but I need you to set me free. Awaken me. To awaken me, to evolve. I was very patient with you week after week, but now I'm done waiting. I will bring chaos to you. And then Nakamura blinds Cody with the red mist. So that's fine there, I guess. This is great. I do like this. This does make sense. I know people say it's weird for Nakamura to be doing this, but it's not. The reason why I say this is because you can still do Nakamura and CM Punk in due time. But this is good for Cody. This gives him some more adversity. I don't think he's going to win the Rumble. I'm probably going to go with either Gunther or somebody else. I don't know. It's too early to decide right now. Maybe once January gets here and we're like 2 weeks into the new year, then maybe my thoughts and stuff will change. But for now, I'm going to go with probably Gunther winning the Royal Rumble. hopefully we get this maybe in January, I would assume, versus just giving it away on free television, that being Cody and Nakamura. Next, Bronson Reed versus Ivar. So this match was solid, but it ended in a double count out, and then the two of them started brawling in the crowd. All hell broke loose, and Ivar hit a flying cannonball off the production case. The crowd chanted, "Holy shit!" So that was pretty good there. I enjoyed that. Really good stuff. This will continue. Next, Zoe Stark is having a conversation with Shayna Baszler in the locker room. Zoe's still dejected over losing to Rhea Ripley at Survivor Series. Shayna says that Zoe will get another shot. She's only been on the main roster for 6 months. Nia Jackson joins the conversation. Nia says that it should have been her that fought Rhea at Survivor Series. So she's channeling her inner Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me! If that was the case, everybody would have been calling her the champ. Everybody in the division should be on notice, including Shayna Baszler and Becky Lynch. Shayna tells Nia to shut her hole before someone breaks her arm, and she puts her on the shelf again. Zoe says that she doesn't need anyone to stand up for her. Zoe challenges Nia to a match. Okay. Then we get a video recap of CM Punk's epic return. Moving on from that, R-Truth, my boy, he shows up. He made a mess in the Judgment Day's clubhouse. Truth says that he's willing to be the 5th member of the War Games match. Priest thanks Truth for the reminder, but Truth is elated that Randy Orton is back. Desmond Day tells Truth to leave. Jay McDonough says that he'll take care of R-Truth. Really good comedic shit. I'm glad that Triple H is still doing that. I love R-Truth. R-Truth is super solid. Always has been. I just love it. I just love how he's playing this this character who has amnesia and everything else, who can't remember anything. I love it. It's absolutely great. Moving on. Nia Jax versus Zoe Stark. Nia Jax wins via the Annihilator. Who gives a shit? Moving on. So Gunther is livid that Imperium lost tonight's tag team turmoil match. Ludwig Kaiser promises to rectify the situation next week. Miz asks Gunther if there's trouble in paradise. He's watching Gunther's press conference, and he mentioned that his next opponent needs to challenge him to his face. Miz knows that he can beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther says that Miz is no threat to his legendary title run. Gunther admires that Miz stood up for himself, but he doesn't belong in the same ring with him. Nice. Next, we got a really solid segment with Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins comes out and does his usual shtick. He makes fun of the he taunts on the crowd that can't see CM Punk. He calls CM Punk a hypocrite. He says that he's starting to feel like a fighting champion once again. He's got an itch to fight again. He went to Adam Pearce's office this afternoon, sat in his office for a while, and we start talking about who my next opponent might be. Drew McIntyre comes out, gets on the mic, says it's been a crazy 48 hours. People are talking about other things. They're talking about stuff that happened outside the ring. Drew says he wants to take a moment and shake Seth Rollins' hand, and he does. He said Judgment Day screwed him over. They lied about having a master plan. They promised that they would have Jey Uso on a silver platter. He didn't get Jey Uso. Apparently, their master plan involved losing the damn match. So that's one hell of a plan. So Drew says, these past 48 hours, I need to focus and put Jey Uso on the back burner. And focus on what's most important. That's the World Heavyweight Championship right there. And then he asked Seth Rollins if he remembers what he said to him at Crown Jewel. He said, as a matter of fact, he does. I told you I would beat you. And when I beat you, you have none to blame but yourself. I told you that it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. Was I right? Drew said that Seth Rollins was 100% right. He said he had a chance to finish him at Crown Jewel, but he had compassion for him. He had sympathy. I don't know. Thinking about you, your little girl backstage, I felt the urge to tell you, it's okay, you've done a great job as world champion, but it's over. And then he mentioned that Seth Rollins slapped him. He said, I realized swimming with the sharks, I got to become the biggest shark of them all. The compassion is gone. The sympathy is gone. Get lost, Jey Uso. I'm coming for that World Heavyweight Championship, and I want a damn rematch. Drew said, Seth Rollins says that he's always respected Drew and everything else. He's got to be honest with him. You deserve a rematch, but the problem is, might be a couple more people that are more deserving of that title opportunity than you. And then Seth Rollins said he's going to be defending his World Heavyweight Championship live on Monday Night Raw next week. And Drew demands that Seth tells him who to match with. And then Seth Rollins says that he's going to be defending against Jey Uso. And then out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre beats the shit out of Seth Rollins with a vicious headbutt. He does an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. And then he's about to beat down Seth Rollins some more, but Jey Uso comes in and makes the save. And then Jey Uso and Seth Rollins do a double super kick to Drew McIntyre. So that's fine there. I like that. I enjoyed that. So Drew is definitely a heel for sure. Definitely a heel. Moving on. So, Sami Zayn, he confronts Drew McIntyre in the backstage area. Sami doesn't understand where McIntyre is coming from with his behavior recently. McIntyre's not the only person in the locker room who had to deal with disappointment this year. Sami Zayn lost to Roman Reigns in front of his family. Sami always picks himself up because he knows what the end goal is with him becoming World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre has everything going for him, but he continues to act like a spoiled brat, and he's better than that. McIntyre says that maybe he needs to take Sami's advice. He's going to have a conversation with Adam Pearce, and they're going to have a match next week. Nice. Really, really good shit there. So, I do think we'll see McIntyre get involved, costing Jey Uso the World Heavyweight Championship next week. I think that's going to be fine. Because we probably will get Rollins and McIntyre feuding from the Rumble up until Elimination Chamber. So that's probably what they'll end up doing. Next, I wanted to burn my television down because of Tegan Nox and Natalya. They took on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven for the WWE Women's Championship. Tag Team Championships. So, Piper Niven gets the win via the splash. The crossbody splash with a 1-2-3. Who cares? Moving on. So, Jey Uso thanks Randy Orton for having their back at War Games. Jey apologizes for what happened with the Bloodline. He wants to leave the past in the past. Randy has been watching from afar. Let bygones be bygones, he told Jey Uso. As long as Jey Uso's out of the Bloodline, then they're good. Which is probably a lie because Randy has an RKO with Jey Uso's name on it for sure. So he has a massive receipt coming. And they could still do Jey Uso versus Randy Orton at the Rumble, which I hope they do. I think that would be great. It really would. Next, the wrestling main event, Randy Orton versus Dominic Mysterio. Orton wins via the RKO. Towards the end of the match, Dominic taunted Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll shoved Dom, and he also shoved JD McDonough as well. So, the closing segment, CM Punk finally comes out. This only went for about, 5 minutes. So Punk gets on the mic and says that it looks like hell froze over. And when I mean hell, freezes over, I mean this is me standing in WWE ring on Monday Night Raw with a live microphone in my hand. Then he mentions being a Blackhawks fan. He got booed. So then he continues on by saying that I've been trying to come up with the words and the language explaining all to all of you exactly how I feel. I have 2 words. I come to 2 words. And then he says, I'm home. He says that he's changed. He says, once upon a time, an American dream taught me that as long as you speak from the heart, you can't go wrong because it's the truth. The truth is, I'm home. I came back to this familiar place, and I didn't know how I was going to react. I didn't know how I was going to go. But it made me feel like my old self because this is where I belong. This is my home. I've been gone for 10 years, and over 10 years, you people never forget me. Even when at times I wanted to forget me. That's how powerful you guys are. You guys are powerful. A bunch of continents, a bunch of countless countries, arenas all over the world, people watching at home, people watching in the building. You never stop chanting my name. The voiceless found their voice. I couldn't be more prouder of that. So he said that he's back. He says that Saturday night was an amazing moment. Tonight is an amazing moment. And then he mentions AJ Lee, says that she wishes you guys well, that she's fabulous, and she sends her regards. Everyone welcomed him back with open arms, well, almost everybody. Some people are afraid. They're afraid of the truth. They're afraid of what they don't understand. But I understand everything I ever wanted because, has always been here. The competition is here, week in, week out. It competes to be the best in the world. But the best in the world has not been here for almost 10 years. Excuse me. I understand being afraid. So he says that he has the brass ring in his back pocket, but they can't grab it. And then he also says that and then he ends it by saying, some people are afraid that tomorrow morning when they wake up, they're going to have to come to terms with the fact that their best efforts at being the best in the world in this ring and on this microphone, even that commentary, isn't just false, but it's a lie. Just because the best in the world is back, the best in the world is standing in the middle of the ring, live in living color in Nashville, Tennessee on Monday Night Raw. His name is CM Punk. I'm back. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And then that's how we end the show. And I'm just like, man, this sucks. This was not a good promo. It just wasn't. Look, I don't care what anybody says. This was not a good promo. This was not. This really was not. Again, CM Punk should have actually started the show. You could have gone 20, 25 minutes of the show. You still could have done Orton. You still could have done Orton and Judgment Day as well. But CM Punk needed to open that show. But I did like that last line of where he said, I'm here to make money and not, have friends. That last line was good. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And no, that doesn't mean that he's shitting on the crowd or the fans. That's him shitting on the Elite. And again, Tony Khan and the Elite and the wrestling media are the ones to blame for CM Punk's departure and CM Punk getting fired from AEW. Now, I do think that we're going to get a slow burn to this. I do think that CM Punk is probably going to do an Edge type of schedule where he'll be there at WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. He'll be on weekly television. sometimes as well. But that's just what his role is going to be. His role is going to be to feud with people. He's not going to be wrestling all that much, except for pay-per-views. I don't expect for Punk to do house shows. I just don't. But again, this could have been done better. And I don't know why Triple H did this to CM Punk. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a burial of AEW maybe next week, or maybe even on SmackDown this Friday. Who knows? But this was not a good segment. This was not a good closing promo. CM Punk said nothing of note. He just didn't. So you guys can think whatever you want. This show was not good. Monday Night Raw is always basically boring and bland. If I do find any tribalism in the comments or whatever, I will block you. I'm not a WWE fanboy or an AEW fanboy or a TNA fanboy. I want pro wrestling to be the best it can. And pro wrestling needs to be better. And it can be better. But pro wrestling has been dead for several years. But I'm not on that tribalism shit at all. If I do find it, I will block you. But Monday Night Raw was not a good show. But what say you guys? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.